Hritwik, please briefly introduce yourself.
Sir, my name is Hritwik Ranjan. I am from Muzaffarpur district in Bihar, and I've done my primary education from Bihar itself. I've done my graduation in chemical engineering from IIT Bombay.
Okay.
Since then, I've been preparing for civil services. I worked as an associate consultant at Nomura Research Institute. Currently, I am in Indian Revenue Service, Income Tax, as a probationary officer. Sir, my hobbies are traveling to historical and religious places and yoga and meditation.
Good. When did you join the revenue service? Last year or?
Sir, last year.
Last year. So you're now in Nagpur.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, I'm currently on extraordinary leave.
They don't give you leave anymore for interviews?
No, sir.
Really?
So just for the interview, they don't give. It's for the whole year.
I see.
For the next attempt.
Difficult. Okay. Now, you are a physics, you have taken physics as the optional paper, right?
Yes.
I am a physics graduate myself. And when I scratch my head to think of one, after C.V. Raman, one Nobel Prize winner in physics from India, I can't think of anyone. What happened? We don't have enough talent here in India, or?
Sir, it's true that from India only two physicists, Mr. C.V. Raman and Mr. S. Chandrasekhar have received.
Long time ago.
Right, sir. So I think the major problem behind that is most of the people who take up STEM courses in India are from the middle class backgrounds. And I think since advanced research takes some time to monetize, so these children, these students who take up STEM courses in their graduation or PhD, they end up taking up corporate jobs or software jobs.
You mean to say they need to be rich to be able to do good research in physics?
Sir, I think research should provide an incentive to take up it as a job opportunity faster. Otherwise, many of them take up corporate services so that they can earn money at an earlier stage.
Okay.
And then secondly, the lack of infrastructure in India and lack of R&D investment from the government side, that is also a challenge.
Prime Minister Modi, when he visited the USA this time, there was a particular initiative which they agreed on, trust. Do you remember what it was?
Sir, trust was for critical and emerging technologies, cooperation on...
Good. And those critical and emerging technologies, do you remember what were the technologies they agreed to work on together?
Sir, technologies like artificial intelligence, quantum computing, cyber security, Internet of Things, these are some of the areas where they have decided to cooperate.
How are they going to benefit India if we do not have a talent pool in India on these technologies?
Sir, I think technologies like artificial intelligence are the technologies of the future. They're not just about technology, it's about future social and economic paradigm of the society. So in future, all the different domains like agriculture, education, healthcare, everything is going to be dominated by these technologies. So I think in future, these technologies would be very helpful.
All right, thank you.
Okay, Hritwik, you got selected in 2023 exam.
Yes, sir.
In IAS. How much marks you got in the interview at that time?
Sir, I got 198.
That's very good, outstanding type, excellent. And that was your first interview?
Yes, sir.
And this is second this
Yes,
time.
sir.
And you have given choice of only 3 services.
Right, sir.
All other services are out. All right, so you are in IRS CIT or?
So income tax.
Income tax, okay. Good. Tell us, what do you think of Mr. Trump's leadership style? He today or yesterday or day before declared Ukraine to be the one who started the war under the leadership of Zelensky. Do you agree with that, or generally what do you think of first leadership style of Trump? He's a world leader, he's a powerful leader. So just think about and say a few things about his leadership style, not about his decisions and all.
Sir, can I take a moment?
Yeah, please.
वीडियो में आगे बढ़ने से पहले यूपीएससी का रिजल्ट आ चुका है। अनअकैडमी की तरफ से सभी यूपीएससी एस्पिरेंट्स को हार्दिक बधाइयां और इस खास दिन को सेलिब्रेट करने के लिए हम लाए हैं अब तक का सबसे बड़ा ऑफर। प्रीलिम्स 2026 की तैयारी सिर्फ 19,999 में और साथ ही मिलेगा 12 महीने तक का फ्री एक्सटेंशन भी। इंडिया के टॉप एजुकेटर्स और बेस्ट कंटेंट के साथ ये है अब तक का लोवेस्ट प्राइस। तो देर किस बात की, आज ही एनरोल करें। IAS बनने का पहला कदम आज से। लिंक डिस्क्रिप्शन में है। एनरोल नाउ।
Sir, I think President Trump is an American nationalist in the sense that he thinks about America first and later about the world. So it is widely said that nationalism can be good for the country, but sometimes it can be bad for the world. So some of his activities and decisions seem to be disruptive for the world, but ultimately he's thinking about his own country and his own interests.
Very good, excellent. You have described him as a disruptive and nationalist, rather super nationalist or ultra nationalist. But as a leader on which the rest of the world is looking forward to for certain statesman-like qualities or something which will remain good for everyone, a global balance, you think he will be able to do that kind of decisions, or he will be exclusively selfish, pro-US, and that's it? Rest of the world can go wherever they go. I mean, something called international law, something called good and bad, and what justice. What happens to those concepts?
So I think he will definitely prioritize the interests of American people. But for a leader like President Trump, who has a global stature, and for a country like USA that has interference and influence over different countries, he cannot afford to completely isolate himself from the global events. So he will have to take actions that are good for the other countries also, but he will definitely prioritize his countrymen and the countries that are friendly to USA.
Okay, we'll discuss this, but I find there is a bit of a conflict or contradiction when he takes care of only US and doesn't bother about the rest of the world. Therefore, at what stage he will turn into someone who will do the balancing? We'll discuss this later.
Sure.
Thank you, well done.
Mr. Hritwik.
Yes, ma'am.
So, I just want to start with your chemistry background.
Yes.
They say biochemistry is one facet of the recent Bio E3 policy which was introduced in our country. So, can you tell about that Bio E3 policy?
Ma'am, Bio E3 policy is a government initiative to increase research on certain biopolymers and biochemicals like biopeptides, proteins, etc. So these have use cases in different fields like in medicine, in material sciences, and in sewage treatment, etc.
Okay. So you are from Muzaffarpur.
Yes, ma'am.
It's also called as Lychee Kingdom.
Yes, ma'am.
So what is the popular varieties, or what are the popular varieties of lychees which are grown in this place?
Ma'am, the most popular one is the Shahi Lychee. Apart from that, there are certain lychees that we locally call the Chinese lychee, but I'm not sure what's the exact name.
Okay, so this is the fourth, what you told about the Shahi Lychee. This is the fourth product to get the GI tag.
Right.
I hope so. So what are the other three products which got GI tag?
Now from Bihar.
Yes.
Ma'am, there are multiple products. I don't know the chronology, but there are products like Madhubani painting from Madhubani has got, it was the first product from Bihar to get GI tag. Then Manjusha art from Bhagalpur, Katarni rice from Bhagalpur, Sujni art from Muzaffarpur.
What about the mango, a variety of mango? I think that's the first one to get the GI tag.
Jardalu mango
Jardalu
from
mango.
Bhagalpur has got
Yes.
a GI tag.
That's the first product.
Okay.
You have to check about it. So according to the latest study, 14 out of 50 districts that is most vulnerable to climate change in India is in Bihar only. And you would have read the news about the heat waves. And lot of lives has been also lost in it. So even though Bihar has its own heat action plan, why this kind of incident took place? What's your view or opinion about that?
Ma'am, in Bihar, the major source of electricity generation is thermal power plants. The renewable energy capacity is very low. It's only around 400 megawatts in Bihar. So that is one of the reasons for high carbon emissions in Bihar. Secondly, in the cities, the cities are very congested and there is urban heat island effect. The architecture of the buildings is such that it traps the heat that increases the temperature.
My question is that the Bihar has already devised a heat action plan, but still a lot of lives has been lost in it. So I want your opinion from that perspective. Why you are not able to, prevent death? Even including officers, I think.
Ma'am, I think lack of proper healthcare facilities, preventive healthcare facilities can be one of the reasons. Even when someone gets...
Number 2.
Sorry, ma'am, I'm not able to
Okay.
think about.
So one last question which I want to ask. Scientists used to believe that the brain, like changing of brain, we call this as neuroplasticity. In childhood days it happens, our brain keep on expanding. But recently they also believe that, throughout our life, this neuroplasticity occurs, especially when we travel. So as you are having chemistry as your background, I want to know that when you are traveling, see, imagine you are traveling and entering a new city, hiking through a national park and visiting a museum. Okay, so which part of your brain will get expand?
Ma'am, as far as I know, the brain has a reasoning side and a creative side. So I think if I enter a new city and get new experiences, the creative side of my mind would expand more.
Okay.
I think it's called the hypothalamus, but I'm not able to point out to the exact word.
Okay, good. Okay, so one question lastly I want to ask related to IRS officers. You are an IRS officer.
Yes, ma'am.
See, when they're taking sensitive postings, they are not provided with the adequate security. Okay, so what type of self-defense mechanism the government provides for the IRS officers who are handling sensitive cases?
Ma'am, I think the IRS officers are provided with, ma'am, IRS officers, particularly the income tax, are not provided with weapons like guns, etc. But we are definitely provided with some self-defense practices like physical training and martial arts.
You have to check on that. Okay, so there's a pistol which is also given for sensitive cases. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Over to you, sir.
Hritwik,
Yes.
you are from Muzaffarpur.
Yes, sir.
You want to become IAS, IPS, IFS.
Yes.
IRS is a wonderful service.
Yes, sir, definitely. Yes, sir.
So why you want to make a switch? There in IAS, IPS, you are so much exposed to the public and so many things which goes with it. Life is not that rosy as you may be thinking. Muzaffarpur, you know, a serving district magistrate was lynched to death. Of course, that happened when you were not even born. That was perhaps in 1996 or 97.
So I think there are occupational hazards in any service when we interact with public. But sir, I think as an IAS or an IPS officer, many new domains would open up for me that are areas of interest for me.
Okay. So let us think of IPS. What are the new domain of interest which will open up to you, in which you are interested?
Sir, domains like law and order, cyber crime, cyber security, etc. are some of the areas of interest for me. So I think we see crimes and injustice happening in the society all the time.
You said law and order, fine. You said cyber security, and?
So I think in IPS, as an IPS, the major two areas are law and
You are
order
the-
and cyber security.
You are superintendent of police of Muzaffarpur. All right?
Yes, sir.
Your home district, you are familiar with your district. What new will open up to you? How you can serve the people more directly?
So I think by controlling the crime rates in the city, I can serve the public better as an IPS officer. Bihar particularly is one of the states with very high crime rates. So there are various scams and various mafias that are there in Bihar which needs to be controlled. So as an IPS officer, I think I can work towards resolving those issues.
Okay, fine. No, not yet. You do freehand exercises.
Yes, sir. Yes.
What is freehand?
Sir, freehand is a method of physical training in which we do not use any gym equipments or any weight training. It solely relies on the weight of the body and gravity to build strength.
So what exercises?
So like push-ups, sit-ups, chin-ups, crunches, planks, etc.
These are freehand exercises.
Yes.
And how you mix freehand exercises with your interest in yoga and meditation?
So I think the freehand exercises are important for building the strength in the body and building the agility in the body, whereas yoga and meditation is good for both mind and body. So by doing yoga, meditation as well as freehand exercises, I can cater to my entire body and my mental capabilities.
Okay, Hritwik, please.
Thank you, sir.
All right, so you are an IRS.
Yes, sir.
I am given to understand that when you apprehend narcotics and smuggle gold and all, you get some percentage of that as incentive. Is it true?
Sir, I am not aware of that.
Okay, I was told by an IRS officer, so it must be true.
Okay, sir.
Now my question is, Vikram Batra died, like that 1,300 soldiers died 555 soldiers died in Kargil. They never asked for incentive, the government gave none. Why should a government servant be given incentive for doing his duty? Or is it that the government feels that you will not do anything if you are not given incentive? Which of the two?
So I don't think any additional incentive should be given to any government servant. When we join the service, we take an oath that we would serve the society, and we do not do it for any additional incentive, rather we do it just for the purpose of serving the society. So any additional incentive should not be given, although the government already gives us quite a lot of perks and incentives in the form of accommodation, traveling, etc. I think that is good enough.
So I appreciate the thought, but it happens. So why does it happen? People feel that if they don't give that incentive, even to officers, I can understand you give it to lower level people. But if it has to be given to officers, then we are selecting wrong people here. Yes or no?
So I think any illegal incentive should not be given. That is
No, it's
not
a legal incentive. It is authorized by government. Anyway, okay, think about it. Physics. Please explain me how physics works in swinging of the cricket ball. How do you explain with the principle of physics? You know the ball swings in cricket.
Yes, sir. So I think the Bernoulli's principle applies on the swing of the cricket ball. If there is a pressure difference on both sides of the ball, because on one side of the ball is a bit rough and the other side of the ball is softer, so the air on both sides of the ball flows with different velocity. This creates a pressure difference and the ball swings in the
You're
different
right,
direction.
but it's not question of rough and soft. It's shine and
Shine,
rough.
right, sir,
All right.
shine.
At what speed does a aircraft normally takes off? Average speed?
Sir, I am not aware.
It's about 270 approximately. And at what speed was the highest speed at which Formula car races actually reach? Highest speed that the Formula 1 car racing reaches?
Sir, I am not aware, sir.
Excess of 300. Why does it that an aircraft actually takes off at 270 and the Formula 1 car does not flip at 270, at 300? All physics.
So I think when an aircraft takes off, it has an additional force of gravity working on it. So the thrust that is created by the aircraft is balanced by the weight of the aircraft at the initial stage. That's why.
No. You're way off the mark here. Please read about it.
Sure, sir.
Okay. You know, per capita maximum number of civil servants come from Bihar.
Okay.
Right. Yet there is an immigration of the literate people into civil services from Bihar, and there is immigration of the laborers from Bihar to somewhere else. And Bihar, despite your large number of representation and governance, still comes in the category of Bimaru state. Why?
So there are multiple problems. Some are historical problems, some are current days problems with Bihar because of which these challenges happen. Historical problems like the various policies of the government, like the freight equalization policy, poor implementation of land reforms, led to poor investment in the state, because of which there are very less private industries in the state and youth have to immigrate outside.
But people continue to elect same kind of people all the time?
So there are few political options for the people. There are 2-3 regional parties. But sir, I think there is a lot of political awareness in Bihar, in people of Bihar, and they try to take decisions based on their personal interests. Sometimes extraneous considerations like caste and religion also play a role. But overall, I think people do try to take those kinds of decisions, political decisions, that are good for them, at least for the time being.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Hritwik, you scored 198 in the last interview, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I asked you a question about why there have been no Nobel Prize winners in physics, and you gave me an answer which is good, honest answer, but honesty doesn't always pay. Let me recall you one anecdote. When I appeared for the interview in 1978, I was also an IRS officer in 1977, and I was doing my research in physics before I joined the IRS. And my research guide, Dr. A.P. Mitra, happened to be there, and he asked me the question why I'm leaving physics to join the civil services. And I told him that there was no future for research in physics in India. And I got 40% marks in the interview. I made it basically because I scored very well in physics and mathematics. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to do it. I'm saying it simply to tell you, try and find a better answer.
Sure, sir.
Okay? Not just, I agree with you that the level of R&D in physics is rather poor in India, but you don't have to say it.
Okay. So
Okay.
about the infrastructure reason that I said.
Go and think about it. You have time. You have a month.
Sure.
Work out a good answer which you know that can carry weight.
Sure, sir.
All right. That's all I have to say. You are a good candidate. You are articulate. You are thinking. You have content. But you need to make answers more relevant and precise.
Okay.
So just cut short, sharpen them,
Sure.
so that they actually become really effective. Okay, all the best.
Thank you.
Hritwik, as you have already displayed your good personality and good knowledge in the selection board, that's a very good marks. And panel will be very favorably inclined. You have already come out through the government service this far. But there would be scrutiny on your suitability for the top 3 services that you have chosen. So you are there much beyond the threshold, but you have to go even beyond, and for which there is also quite a tough competition. So your knowledge is good. Your physics is your optional. We didn't ask many things, but since you are in the service, general awareness and all, there will be questions. On the foreign policy related, I asked about the leadership style. Now, there can be so many opinions and views, but basically people are getting to know a hang of it. A couple of attributes like mostly unpredictable, or disruptionist, or self-centered, like center of universe, or only for US, supranationalist. All this fit very well. So by these 3, 4, 5 attributes, one doesn't know what he will do next or next month, next week. But when you are saying that he will eventually stabilize or come out as a good international, as per international law, good leader, a leader who will see what is the justice in the world to the victim. I mean, he is now setting up good relations with Russia, which has always been seen as the one which invaded. But one doesn't know where all this will lead to, whether he has a deep plan to isolate China by taking Russia away. there are so many aspects. One would only get to know slowly and slowly. But by and large, you are very good. Your speaking style is very confident, very nice. You speak with clarity of mind. Voice is slightly higher, I feel, but a little bit more considerate, voice slightly lower, but with solid substance in your answer would make a big impact. I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Mr. Hritwik,
Yes.
how was this interview for you?
I'm
Previously,
slightly
you took,
better.
I think you faced my board also.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you improved?
Ma'am, I improved on the points that I missed out on last time. I
Yes.
think I got some new points to work on now.
Yes. And some few you have not yet worked on it. That's why I want to notify that to you. Rest, I have given all the positives about you, so I'm not going to speak about the positives today. As Honorable Chairperson has mentioned it rightly, the precise answers for few questions when we are asking suggestions or opinion, there you beat around the bushes.
Okay.
As also structured, it should be structured. I already told you the same. Still you have to work on it. Okay, so the same thing which is repeating. So focus on that. Why you are not able, you are knowledgeable, you have ample of knowledge, I do agree. But like when you are presenting it in a more structured way, it looks very good, so that you have to keep in check. And that especially when I was asking about the heat action plan, some places this time when I noticed there is lack of focus in the question. Yes, like when I was asking about the irrespective of the heat plan, why there is a death, you are not able to give up the right answer. I was again asking the same question. So that you have to take care. Okay, rest everything is okay. I have already given a lot of positive points about you. So try to work on this one day.
Sure.
Okay, all the best.
Thank you.
Hritwik,
Yes.
you are speaking confidently. Your communication is okay. But when you answer an unstructured question or question which you were not expecting or you were not prepared, you need to take pause, think over, and give a good answer. It's not that you start answering and then you keep saying as the things come to your mind. All right, I gave you lead. Think you are superintendent of police because you took somewhere. What you should think? What is the role of superintendent of police? Normal. Prevention and detection of crime, investigation, law and order, public order. If you move out in the Muzaffarpur market for shopping, you will like that everything is moving in an orderly fashion, or there is a chaos.
So
If there is a chaos, it is breakdown of public order. If everything is moving in an orderly fashion, there is no breakdown of public order. This is the duty of superintendent of police. Yes. Public order, law and order, crime, prevention, detection, investigation of crime. You were not wrong when you said cyber security, but that is bit remote. Immediate is what? Focus on the immediate. All right?
Yes.
All the best.
Thank you.
Okay. In my case, you didn't understand my question fully. When I asked why the aircraft takes off at 270 kilometers per hour and a Formula 1 racing the car does not flip over at 300 kilometers. So you started talking of weight and gravity for an aircraft. So please listen to the question properly. If the need be, seek a clarification. Okay? And basic questions of physics. Physics is your optional also. So these are very basic questions of why aircraft flies, how the helicopter actually flies. These are Bernoulli's theorem related, but there are certain other issues. So that you should try and know. The rest, of course, you've been told many things. You already attended the interview. What I will add is that brush up your knowledge of Constitution of India, major articles, and court judgments that have defined Indian society in the last 75 years. Use them to answer the question that are posed to you. Whether normal questions or controversial questions, wherever you can support it with constitutional article or court judgment, that make your answer very solid. Okay, your presentation is very good. You can be dressed up like that. And some on feedback, you seem to have lost energy. Maybe you took those criticisms little seriously. They are meant to improve you. Okay? Yeah, smile like that all the time. All right? All the best.
Actually, I was rather shocked when you couldn't answer that question on the formula car and the aircraft. As a physics optional, you should have.
So I'll read up about it.
Okay.
So I was confused about centrifugal force and this thing.
Centrifugal force?
So in the Formula One car movement.
Please go and read.
I'll read up more about
Yes.
it. I did not know the exact
No,
answer. I tried
it's a basic physics principle. Anyway,
Sure. Thank you.
All the best.
Thank you.
all the best.